Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a beautiful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And I want to shout out Ruben Tart, Stacy Pop, Ann Collins, Ray Haynes, Sunflower Lux, Melissa Cooper, Herbert Lyons, and Quincy Williams. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. And today, I'm asking the Nigerians a question. Does this make any sense?
Y'all, Nigerians are pushing a fire truck to the fire. You see what I'm saying? They're pushing the fire truck to the fire. It's not powered by horsepower, it's powered by sandals.
Now, I want to say this up front. This video is not about Nigerians as a people. This is about their behavior, the bragging, and the superiority complex some of them have been performing online. Because if you're going to spend years telling Black Americans we're lazy, uneducated, not ambitious, and not smart, then explain to me how a whole fire department is pushing a truck like it's a group project. That's all I want to know. I'm just asking. I'm asking for myself. Why are you pushing the fire truck? That's all I'm asking.
Like they're on some Flintstone stuff with this truck, and this is 2026. This truck, y'all, have y'all seen this fire truck? It looked like something that the Brits left behind from the early 1900s or late 1800s. This truck looked older than the independence of Nigeria itself. Where is all the engineers? How come y'all haven't upgraded y'all trucks? What kind of progress have y'all made since the Brits gave y'all independence?
This clip is symbolic. It's a metaphor. It's not about the truck. It's about the disconnect between bragging and reality. You can't brag about being so smart, and then your emergency response system is powered by shoulder strength. It's the same thing when that boxer had a wreck in Nigeria and they didn't have an adequate response system to get those men to the hospital and get medical care that might have saved their lives, the ones' lives that died. It's a shame. And then you go come over here bragging, talking about how smart you are, how many degrees you have. You came over here with $2 and now you're a millionaire. And you haven't even looked back at your country to see how can I help my people? How can I help my country? That's what this is about. It's really not about the truck. It's a metaphor for how you behave when you come to the West versus what things are like in your homeland. You ought to be more concerned about your homeland than you are about competing with another group of people who doesn't even know you.
It's because all the engineers over there, you telling me you couldn't upgrade your trucks? This is a video from 2026, y'all. This is not the 70s. This is not the 80s. This is not even the 2000s. This is 2026, y'all. And they pushing 1,800 fire trucks to the fire. What is going on?
I want to state some historical facts about Black Americans. Black Americans built schools under Jim Crow, created HBCUs, historical Black colleges and universities, and fought for literacy under threat of violence. That's what we did. Many African countries struggle with infrastructure because of colonial extraction, corruption, and underfunded public services. Black people built towns after slavery that were sustainable, had good roads, and had services. And we would still be doing that if white people had destroyed our towns. So we just decided to come and live with them, live among them. So if they tear something up, they're going to be tearing up their own stuff. But anyway, I want Africans to understand that those of you who immigrate to the United States are often the most educated in your home countries, not the average citizen. But those average citizens need help. They know how to work, but they need somebody to organize and to structure things. And you brag about your engineers and your doctors and your whatever you're bragging about. Some of y'all need to keep your asses at home and help the people. Because Black Americans have proven that you can do these things and you don't have to be a genius. Black Americans have produced Nobel laureates, inventors, civil rights leaders, and cultural innovations that shaped the world. None of this required us going around bragging or insulting anybody. And I'm not bragging now, I'm just putting context to my video. But we did all the things that we have done, and we haven't had to insult anybody, and we haven't had to brag about it. And I want to address the bragging that they do. This superiority complex didn't come out of nowhere. Some African immigrants have spent years online bragging about their degrees, their jobs, and how their parents told them to stay away from Black Americans. But here's the truth. A degree does not make you superior. A job does not make you superior. And pushing a fire truck definitely does not make you superior. And I wish Black immigrants would get this. We deal with white people, with all of the trouble and all of the craziness that goes on between Black people and white people. Our focus is more on white people and on ourselves than they are on immigrants. Black people never cared about Africans like that. We weren't thinking about Africans. Am I right about it, y'all? But when you come here and start talking down on us, suddenly the spotlight turns back around. And now with social media, Black Americans are responding, and the responses are not pretty. It seems like too much of these Black immigrants' focus is on Black Americans. We are not the same. Your status in America is not the same as Black Americans. We are constitutional citizens to this country, and you are not. And it needs to be said because I don't think they know this. No matter how many degrees they have, no matter how much they go to school, no matter what kind of job they have, they cannot change the status of Black Americans in this country. Your status is never going to be the same as ours, no matter how many degrees you have. So they come to America. For some reason, they think they're supposed to be competing with us. But your superiority, that so-called superiority that you have, is not real. And I recently learned that they get this superior mindset from their colonizers because the Caribbean and Africa was colonized by European countries. Most of them had those royals, those kings and things. And that we never had that in America. And they think, those European nations think that they're better than white Americans. So they send these Black people over here thinking that they're better than Black Americans, notwithstanding the fact that America is the superpower. And America tops all of them. But they come here with that mindset. They know better than to play that off on white folks. They think it though. These white people think it too. But they know better than to play that off on white folks because white people will wipe the floor with them because white people are just like that. They don't dare pull that stuff with white people. But these Black ones will pull it with us. And that's why we have to put them in their place. Look at your homeland and look at the people pushing an old truck, an old fire truck by hand, pushing it to a fire. How much sense does that make? Okay, y'all, thank you for listening and have a good evening.